Hi, this is Derek Jordan. Welcome to the World Fusion Show, where we bring you the leading innovators in world fusion music. Today, my guest is the amazing Pitz Quattrone, who plays didgeridoo and is a singer-songwriter. Welcome, Pitz, to the World Fusion Show.
Thanks, Derek. Thanks for inviting me. It's a pleasure to be here.
It's so great. I'm so glad you could make it. You could join us. So, how'd you get into it? What got you into music, and what's your journey been like?
Wow. Well, the very beginning was I was 3 years old. I walked into my uncle's bedroom, who was playing air guitar in his underwear to Keith Richards and the Stones' Satisfaction.
Excellent choice.
And I said, wow, that music has that much power on this guy. I want in on that.
I got it. And you told me you were like the kid in the back of the classroom making the weird sounds, right?
Yeah, have always been into weird sounds, and I was the kid in the back that the teacher was telling to shut up and be quiet because I was distracting others. But I love sounds, and interesting, unique sounds.
Well, you certainly found that with the didgeridoo, I would say.
Yeah.
And that's become your trademark. You do a lot of work with that.
Yeah, I do. I mean, the Didg came to me about 30 years ago, and as soon as I heard it, I was like, oh my God, what is that thing? Magnet to the Didg.
Right.
Yeah.
That's so great. You work in schools with kids. You travel a lot. You've been to Senegal America Project. You had great experiences there. Again, this is a Australian indigenous instrument, ancient, maybe one of the most ancient instruments on the planet, but it seems to have a universal appeal to people of all cultures.
Yeah, it does. I mean, the Didg, it's like a magnet to not only me, but other people. And I've been around in bringing it to different cultures. And when people hear the didgeridoo, it grabs them instantly. It's like the middle of the earth is coming up and grabbing them and pulling them in.
Right. That's really so cool.
Yeah.
So you even told me that the Didg saved your life.
Yeah.
So you want to say a little about that, what that meant to you?
Sure. Yeah. The didgeridoo came to me at a point in my life where I could have gone down a couple different paths, and one of them was really dark. And the other one was the Didg, which was the light.
Yeah.
So I was awake enough at that moment to decide to go with the Didg, and it was saying to me, come on, let's go, bud. Here's the way. And luckily I went in that direction, because if I didn't, I would not be here today.
Well, it's so great that you feel that. I would like to go to the first video,
Sure.
Which is a demo reel, part of a demo reel of yours. And it actually begins with two people who've been on the show before.
No.
Tony Vaca, who's been here like almost as much as me, and Masamba on talking drums. So let's go right now to this first video clip.
Listen to a story about a man named Ted. Before mountaineer barely kept his family fed. One day he's out shooting at some food, and up from the ground came a bubbling groove.
Sounds of Spirit concert is an immersive sound experience. Using various instruments, our intention here is to really generate a potent and catalytic field of vibration to journey into a deep meditative state of consciousness.
Don't forget to breathe, so bring it on down to 40 miles an hour. Bring it on down today. Bring it on down to 40 miles an hour. Bring it on down your way.
Okay, awesome. I love it how you're a singer-songwriter and you have your little rock band, right? But you also integrate the didge into that band. Not too many people do that, and I think it's just so cool
Thanks.
that you're doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, I like to put the didgeridoo in a lot of different musical settings because I think it could really be a critical component to a lot of different types of music. And
Right.
the songs or pieces that it really connects to, it really connects to. And it's like the glue, the foundation of that piece, whether it's a funk song, a meditation ensemble, like a space out thing towards the end there you saw in the redwoods of Northern California with a buddy of mine, guitarist.
Yeah.
It fits in a lot of different musical settings, and that's one of my missions is to put the didge in a lot of different settings.
Sure. Also, something you're doing is, I know you work with people who have sleep apnea, and you're working using the didge as a healing thing. Now, some people might not realize that one of the prime techniques of playing didgeridoo is circular breathing. Want to explain that?
Sure. Yeah, circular breathing allows the didge player to continue. You breathe while you play. And that transition of breath really operates the lower throat muscles that are most of the time the problem with obstructive sleep apnea.
Right.
So sleep apnea folks come to me, they want to learn how to play the didge. I teach many different age groups, it doesn't matter. So yeah, that transition, it's like a workout for those lower throat muscles.
Right.
Like push-ups for those guys, because if they're not worked, they get loose and flabby, they obstruct the airway.
Right.
Get them nice and firm and strong, they're no longer in the airway. Sleep apnea episodes dramatically decrease. And this has been founded in multiple studies. It's just not my...
And you're finding that, though, in working with people, it's been helping them.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it really helps people. I have found that just playing the didge, even if it's just in one long breath, it starts to open up the air capacity of folks' lungs.
Yeah.
And there's a big increase of capacity week to week, month to month, and then eventually when they get to circular breathing, that's just a booster that really takes them into some big relief.
Right. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So, as we were saying earlier, the didgeridoo is an ancient instrument originally from Australia and used by the Aborigines. So how old do we think it is?
You know, that's a topic for discussion. It really depends on who you ask.
Yeah.
Some people say 1,000 years. Some people say 100,000 years.
Okay. Well.
So there's a big range there, obviously.
Sure.
But some illustrations, artwork in rock walls and caves in Australia have images of people and animals playing the didgeridoo. And some scientists have done dating processes. Generally, it's agreed between 20 and 40,000 years old.
So, and also my understanding is that it was just discovered, what people think, it's a hollow eucalyptus branch. Eucalyptus, of course, is native to Australia. And termites got in there and hollowed it out, and some guy picked it up and was like, hey, this is cool. But as far as we know, is this instrument anywhere else in the world, or have you heard of it anywhere?
Well, now it's all over the place.
Well, I
but
mean from ancient times.
Yeah, the origin is Northern Australia.
Okay, yeah.
It's, if you look at a map of Australia, very top center is the city of Darwin.
Yes.
A little bit east of Darwin is an area called Arnhem Land. That's the spot where the didgeridoo
They
was
think
born.
that's where it came from. It's so interesting. Again, like, there's so many different kinds of instruments in so many parts of the world. And there's similarities, of course, from many instruments. And people have strings and fiddles and flutes and all this stuff. But one didge from Australia, I think that's quite interesting.
It's definitely their instrument.
Yeah. I'd love to go to the next video.
Okay.
And this is where you talk about the birth of the didge, the legend, as it were, of the didge.
The story of the first didgeridoo. There's a lot of different ones. The one story that I know is basically the didge is a hollowed out tree branch. Okay. The one story that I know how this thing was born is towards the end of the day, late afternoon, early evening, this one guy was walking around gathering firewood for the evening fire. So he picked up this one log and he saw these termites crawling over it. And he didn't want to harm any of his family members because all living things were part of his family. Native people in Australia and pretty much worldwide believe everything living is their relative. So he didn't want to harm any of his relatives. So what he did is he tucked it down towards the end, put him inside. Same thing at this end. He looked through there and he blew through the log. And that's how the first Yidiki was born. And it's also believed the native people in Australia believe that the termites flew out the end up into space and formed the Milky Way.
All right. So cool. Nice story.
The one thing about the didgeridoo, that's not its real original name. The first Europeans who showed up in Australia saw and heard this thing for the first time, so they made up a name based on its sound.
Okay, interesting.
Didgeridoo, didgeridoo.
Right. No.
Yeah.
But what's the original name?
It's Yidaki. Yidaki.
Yidaki.
Yidaki, or some people say Yidiki. I've heard it pronounced Yidaki more, so that's what I go on.
For me, the didge really sounds like the earth humming. It's such a incredible, encompassing, moving, deep sound. And I think, I think it's just such a natural connector, right?
Right.
Glue to the planet. I think it's one of the reasons people like it. Now, you're doing a lot of pop songs. You're writing pop songs and trying to integrating the didge into those. And you said earlier your mission is to, bring the didge into all different areas, but also to reach as many people as possible with the didge. So how are you doing that?
Performances. I go to schools. I teach lessons one-on-one. I do lessons on Skype. So I reach people around the world. But another one of my missions is to introduce this instrument to as many people as possible because it's so old, it's so powerful. I give it a lot of respect. It was here way before me, and it's going to be here way after I'm gone. I'm like Johnny Appleseed with the didge. It's a good thing. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing bad about the didgeridoo.
No downside.
No downside. It's all positive. So I want that. I want to spread that and share that with as many people as I can with the limited time I have on the planet.
That's great, Pitz. I think it's so great. I'd love to go to the next video, which is one of your big songs called Movin'.
All right.
You want to say anything about this before we watch it?
I drink a lot of coffee.
Okay.
So this is one of the results.
Maybe that's enough to tell us.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to Movin'.
My mind is racing, I can't be still. Too much caffeine, I've had my fill. Can I cut back? I can't do that. Been ripping round like a wildcat. Me eyes are fogging, my veins are too. Blood is boiling, my skin is blue. Sweating too hard, I'm starting to reek. Thinking I'm some kind of freak. I am moving, constantly, frequently moving. Rapidly, awkwardly moving. I'm moving right now. Don't understand what's in my dream. What's going on? Send me a link. Start to worry, am I a geek? Call my doctor, I need a tweak. Ready to fly like I got wings. Heart is pumping, it goes donkey. Like a kitten up in the tree. Can you explain just who are we? We are moving, constantly, frequently moving, rapidly, upwardly moving. I'm moving right now. And release.
Oh yeah, I love that. That's great. Certainly got the energy of caffeine.
And it's a lot of fun.
It's fun too, right? So, what else? Anything else you want to share with our listeners about what you're doing right now, or
Yeah,
what's
well,
next?
I got a really cool, fun, funky band up in the Montpelier area, Pitz Quattrone and the Freelancers. Killer rhythm section, electric slide guitar, and baritone sax.
Nice.
Along with me up front doing my Didg, Carney Barker vocal thing.
Right.
So we're doing a lot of shows this summer and
great.
doing some recording as well.
That's really super. So, I really just, Pitz Quattrone, I want to thank you so much for coming on the World Fusion Show today.
Oh, thanks,
Being our
Derek.
guest and sharing your stories about the Didg and, what it means to you and to the culture, and where it came from, history and all that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Once
Thanks
again.
for having me on the show.
I appreciate it.
really
All
fun.
right. Hey, all right. So we're going to go to the part of the show now where we do some live playing, and I can't wait for that. And remember, oh yeah, this is Derek Jordan. And just saying thank you for joining us today. We've got lots more great guests coming up, so please stay tuned. And remember to think globally, listen locally, and support independent music.
with you. Can't stay here no more. Fly away with you to another show. Prospects are empty, the living is lean. Chances aren't many to get away clean. Many days I am stuck doing things I can't spend all my time like I should. Paying bills every month just in time. Concentrate all my time for my soul. Hey goose, take me with you. Can't stay here no more. Fly away with you to another show. We deal what's self-dealt and sort out in between. Use what my gut felt and do it like I mean. Yep. Many days I can't spend my time, all my time paying bills every month. Concentrate all my time for my soul. Concentrate all my life for my soul. Hey goose, take me with you. Can't stay here no more. Fly away with you to another show. Prospects are empty, the living is lean. Chances aren't many to get away clean.